Boom. Check, 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 check. 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 Yeah, check, check. Got it there. Camera 2's up. Let's go grab camera 3. I gotta have all the cameras. Gotta have all the cameras. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Dun, dun. Mute that. All right. Hello, Eden. Hello, Lee. How everybody doing out there today? How everybody out there doing? We got Bubba right there. Say hey, Bubba. All right, that's enough of Bubba. My show. It's my show. Man, sadly, I had a whole bunch of tabs opened up and try to go over. And then I forgot that work was all right today. It was all right. No complaints too much. No big complaints. But I forgot that you can't use Safari to do a webcam thing. So it was like sitting there scrolling, going, trying to go live or, something like that. And I was like, oh, well, maybe my computer's bogged down because I got all these tabs opened up. Thank you, sheepdog. And so I just closed a whole bunch of tabs down, and then I was like, oh, crap, I'm supposed to be on Chrome. So I'll try to remember what to go over. Wasn't too much today that I seen. So probably a lot of, going over, or not necessarily going over, but let's see. Sorry for zoning out. I'm trying to get something queued up here. Okay. All right. Where's Chrome at? Back to Chrome. Kind of like what we done last night. Just I ain't bullshitting because I really don't got a lot to go over. Yeah, Crowder's back. I enjoyed having him back. And speaking of, that's what I was trying to queue up. It's everybody's favorite song. Hope y'all can hear that okay. There you go.
What happened right away?
Oh no!
All right. Yeah, so that was the beginning of Crowder today. We're glad to have him back, and Bubba's already being antsy in the pantsy. What you want, Bubba? I see I got my cousin in here. What's up, Nicky? All right, there you go, Bubba. So if any of y'all didn't know, I'm doing my best to cover Eddie's shoes this week. I'll go ahead and tell you I'm not going to do as well as he does because I'm not used to talking to myself for hours on end. I mean, I know I'm talking to you, but I'm not used to nobody speaking back verbally. So, yeah. I show a lot of things. It just depends on how much money it is. We need to raise some money for that Diaz fight coming up. We got Nick Diaz fighting at the end of the month. He gonna be fighting Robbie Lawler. I don't think they fought each other in like 15 years or something like that. It was a good fight though, because when they fought, like Robbie Lawler was on, top of the world. He was one of the most, I don't know if I'd say feared, but one of the more respected fighters in the UFC. And Nick Diaz just come out and it was just like pacing back and forth going, Stockton, bitch. Stockton, motherfucker. Stockton. Robbie Lawler's like, what the fuck is he talking about? And then Nick came out, and Robbie Lawler's all in the fighting position. And Nick came out. He's just like putting his hands up like this, like, my hands are down. What you going to do? What you going to do? And like shaking his shoulders at him and shit like that. How many beers can I drink? A case. I think I can get through a case if I have all day. But sheepdog, I don't know how much it is yet. I would assume it's about $60. It may be cheaper than that. It could be cheaper than that. And the most of them that I've seen, they're like, $59.99, unless it's like some sort of like, Conor McGregor title fight, which I don't give a shit about Conor McGregor. I think I give him the credit that he got me interested in UFC. Yeah. So he gets credit for that. If it wasn't for Conor McGregor, I probably would be watching UFC. And so I was a Conor McGregor fan, and then I stumbled into Khabib and the Diaz brothers. Khamzat Chimaev's going to be a thanks, Sheepdog. Thank you. Yeah, you've been donating. What's with all these donations? All coming from Sheepdog. Ain't all these donations come from the sheep? Hell yeah, look at him. Look at him. Maybe I need to start doing the show more often. I'm making more money than Eddie. I do appreciate that, Sheepdog. I really do. I really do. I never really got into the IPAs because I like to drink in volume. You know how the family do? We always drink in volume. Can't be messing around with those high gravity stuff. I'd be passed out like 30 minutes from now with that, high alcohol content stuff. Oh, I got a bunch of other hats. I came out the womb wearing a hat. Where'd my daddy's hat go? Where'd I put that thing at? See me change my hat? I'll go put it on a different hat. I don't know where my daddy's hat went, though. Let's see, what kind of hat am I going to pick out? I think a lot of people in here knows what it is and what's about to pop out. Oh, I got my Western Chauvinist shirt on today. Booyah. Team Diaz. Stockton, bitch. Stockton. All right. So we got 28 peeps up in here. I already got 3 downlikes. That sucks. But I don't think I even said anything offensive. Hey, Valerie. Thank you, Kim. That's awesome. That is awesome. You guys are great. Best chat room ever. I don't care what anybody else says about you. Y'all are great. Let's see. How do we like trickle into the news? Because I want to jump straight to the main one, but I can't really go into too much detail about it because I don't fully understand it. I just know the premise of it. So let's see. Yeah, I do need a cowboy hat. Those things are kind of expensive, though. Well, not kind of expensive. They are expensive. They are definitely expensive. I'm kind of worried about where my daddy's hat went now. Where the hell did that thing go? Because I generally have it hanging up over there or right over here. I don't like it being don't like it being on eye level because, my daddy was important to me, so I want his hat to be. And look at that. It's over here on eye level. Man, I must have been messed up the other night. All right. There's my daddy's hat. I'm going to put my daddy's hat on. Hey, Lee Houston, thank you. Look at all that money. Eddie going to have to stay off here. I'm racking up that money. I don't see both of them now. Look at that. There you go. That's for that money. You got to get something for your money with my non-existent nipples. If I got my nipples pierced, I'd have to pierce them with a 30 gauge or something. So yeah, Crowder came back today. 2 months of waiting, but he had some complications. If there's any Crowder fans out there, he had to go in and not have heart surgery, but his what do they call it? Your chest plate, right there was bowing in too far and was going to eventually start pushing into his heart. So he had to go get surgery. Hey, Paulie. And opened him up and put some sort of aluminum or steel bars that I guess kept his ribs from going into his heart. And the surgeon went fine, and they were telling me yo, you can only do this, you can only do that, 12 weeks. And Steven Crowder, he's like, yeah, I got a show to do, and I got a regimen to do. So, I'm going to do about a third of what you're saying. So he's supposed to take 12 weeks off, and he only tried to get away with 4, and he got himself messed up. He said that he felt like he almost died. Don't know medically if he almost died or not. He just said he felt like he almost died. Valerie, he's covered what has been going on for the past 2 months. Basically, the Biden's slip ups, to put it lightly, on leaving Afghanistan. I think he talked about Joe Rogan, which we'll tap on that later. Hopefully, I'll remember to do that. He went over a lot of stuff, but that's the first thing that I watch. When I got to work today, I was looking forward to it, and got there. It was the first thing I done was put on Crowder. And but work happens. You got to stop the stream. Blah 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 blah. Keep I got to do work. Got to make that money. But it was a good show. I can't remember what something Landau said was extremely funny. but for the life of me, I can't remember what it is. Yeah, Valerie, and you can't I don't know if you went into any of his like community posts, whenever he was given updates on himself, and there were people in the comments section that were literally wishing that he would die. And I've thought that in my head about certain people, but I'm never evil enough to put that out into the ether. You have to be a certain kind of person to publicly wish death on somebody. That's just, and I never seen it. I'm so glad that I left the Democratic plantation, because that's where I always see it coming from. Always. It's always the fucking Democrats that are like wishing death on people. Fucking like they're batshit crazy. They're out of their fucking mind. So yeah, it happens to all conservatives. Well, I wonder how they would feel like if they're that, like if their heart is that black. Like all the, damn it, Bubba. All right, I gotta let in Bubba now. I might as well go ahead and take a pee break. Give me 30 seconds. What do you say? I don't think my dad knew the difference between a Democrat and a Republican, cuz. Oh, get up there. Be right back. Ow. All right, on my way back. So yeah, that was basically the gist of, yeah. Bubba can be pretty entertaining, but he doesn't talk much. Do you, Bubba? Bubba. Hey, Bubba. Bubba. Oh, now you look over. Crazy dog. Oh, snap. I need to change my battery in my vape. I forgot all about that. I was on the way home. My damn wattage was dropping left and right. And I was like, damn, I got to change my battery as soon as I get home. So I'm going to do that. Oh, I was going to bring up something funny, but, somewhat serious, not really too serious. So I called Eddie, right after we ended the show, and asked him how much he got done on his house. He said he got a decent amount. And hello, Indigo. Tim, I am from North Carolina. I've only been to Asheville like once or twice, and the last time I was in Asheville was like, I don't know, 8 years ago. So I get a lot that I look familiar. I think I got a couple doppelgangers out there. Isn't that what they call them? Doppelgangers? Somebody that looks almost just like you. Oh, PA Patriots up in this motherfucker. Where you been? Well, I know where you been. PA, you hear about Nick Diaz fighting later on this month with Lawler. think it's the 22nd. So, more Diaz fun. We got to love them Diaz brothers. I hear you. You're doing a bit of traveling, ain't you? Oh, yeah, that's much better. That is much better. Yeah, that satisfies me. All right, so we went over Crowder. I'm a little bit more scatterbrained today than I was yesterday because yesterday even though there was no news really going on, I had a little bit of time to kind of prepare about what I was talking about, even though I really didn't go over anything. So I'm a little scatterbrained. PA, Eddie, the closing of his house got pushed forward. So he sold his house, right? I know you haven't really you haven't been around as much here lately, so I didn't know if you're up to date on everything or if you are still texting or anything. But because the date got pushed forward, he's got a lot of work to do. So he wanted to take some time off. And that's kind of what I was getting ready to talk about when I called him after the show. And I was like, ask him how much work he got done. He said he got a lot of work done. And I was like, I knew you couldn't stay away from the show. He's like, what do you mean? And I was like, you said you weren't going to, you were just going to be like working on your house. And I think he took it the wrong way. And I think I explained myself well, not sure. He's probably at least got it on the television right now, so I can guarantee he's at least hearing what I'm saying. But he was like, well, tomorrow I won't even, come in the chat. I was like, no. Kind of like, I think he took it as like, why didn't you let me do the show, Eddie? You said it was going to be my show when you were in there. And no, it wasn't anything about that. It's like, I know I can see love when I see it. And he loves doing this. He generally loves doing this. And it's just like me. If I go on, like, I guarantee when we go to Vegas, like I keep saying, I need a vacation. I need a vacation. I need to get away. I almost guarantee I'm going to visit every vape shop that I can get to without having to take an Uber in Vegas. It's guaranteed. So I'm still basically kind of going to be working because I'm very passionate about my job and I like my job. I may complain about it sometimes. We all know I like to complain about customers and, things like that. Our customers are awesome, but, every once in a while we have some people that come in that are interesting. But he loves the show, and I think he took it wrong. And I tried to explain myself, but he loves the show. He loves the show. I wouldn't. I'm skipping a little bit on my second MacBook, but I'm not skipping on my PlayStation. So, but I've noticed I got a little mark on my nose. I had a little bump there that I couldn't get anything out of, but now it's left a mark. I look like Salty Cracker now. You see, people watch Salty Cracker. He's got a big old one up there. But I wouldn't put it past Eddie that, maybe even tomorrow he's just going to be like, all right, man, I'm coming back. Can't stay away any longer. Because he loves what he does. He likes being here with you guys. He likes talking with you guys, as do I. It's definitely always the highlight of my day. The only thing that compares to it is whenever I get all of my shipments in, like at one time for all my products, even though they're not, I mean, they're technically my products, but I'm selling them, but I'm not keeping them. But every time I get shipments, especially if I get all the shipments in one day, it's Christmas for me. I enjoy opening up the boxes, breaking everything out, lining them up, going and reorganizing the cases, making sure all the cases look good, and make sure my juice wall looks good. It gives me a sense of satisfaction, I guess. I don't know what you call it. But yeah, I like it a lot. Let's see. Well, I guess the biggest news is something that, like I said, I don't fully understand. But I guess there's significant evidence that's come out that is pointing a heavy finger at Fauci that he is a liar, pants on fire, which we all knew that. But I think it was a research paper that come out in like 2015 or something like that pointed directly to gain of function research in the Wuhan lab. And we all know what they're doing in the Wuhan lab. And so seems like Fauci was liar, pants on fire. But the big question is what's going to happen? I'm putting money on not a damn thing. Not a fucking thing is going to happen. Yeah, he needs to be arrested for perjury. But I don't think that's going to happen. But hopefully there's a decent amount of time of statute of limitations on that. And when we finally get some big dick energy back into the White House, hopefully we'll go after him. I mean, it's legitimate research this been let out there, causes. I mean, it's all over the YouTubes, and people that generally really watch their ass on what they say and what they can't say. They're saying it. So, the fact checkers, they'll fact check something, then they have to like change their fact check the next day, and then change it even more the next day, and like with the Joe Rogan, the media and people all over the Twitters and the my books and the face spaces and whatever, the Twitter sphere and the Tinders and whatever, all those fucking stupid things. Like, oh, there's what was Oklahoma? We talked about this yesterday. Oklahoma, there's a whole bunch of people overdosing on horse paste, that horse dewormer, the ivermectin that he was taking. Coming out that was, completely false. The guy didn't even work for him. He hadn't worked for him in a few months, never seen a patient, didn't know what the hell he was talking about. But your good old trustworthy people over there at MSNBC, Miss Rachel Maddow, has still yet to remove her post about that shit. So, yeah, fuck that bitch. Puts out a lie, then is informed that, that was not true. And she's like, just leave it up. Half the people will still believe me anyway. Bitch. So yeah, Fauci, Joe Rogan, the ivermectin, Joe Rogan said he only felt like sick for like 1 day, I believe. Got over it pretty quickly. Which, we're all glad. Like I don't care if it's Chuck Schumer or Pelosi or Biden or whoever, if they get sick or something's wrong with them, I'm not going out there and like saying ha 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 ha. That's just evil. I don't want to subjugate myself to being on that level. I never want to wish harm, at least not like, fatality harm on anybody. I do want to smack around the Antifas, and, I don't really care if I hurt their feelings or, their faces change color a little bit from, getting smacked around. But I don't wish death on anybody or serious injury on anybody. Try to be a better person than that. You can't help what goes around in your brain, but to actually put it out there into the ether on, YouTube or Facebook or Twitters or whatever, that's just wrong. It's wrong. And there's a thing called karma out there. She knows. Or he knows, depending on, it's just a story. But I mean, Phil, you can wish harm on a bit. I mean, everybody's different. I'm a Libra. I like to keep things on an even balance. So maybe that's why my brain works that way. So, shit. Let me see. Let me dig into any other news. Like I said, I closed down a whole bunch of tabs. I watched some on Candace Owens, but it ended up being a older video. Oh, the baby from the Nirvana Nevermind album is suing Nirvana for putting his picture on the Nevermind album. So yeah, 20, 30 years later, want to do that. Let's see. Biden made a fumble again today, saying that by 2020, make sure all fuel, I think it was fuel or electricity, has zero emissions. And it's like, bro, we're in 2021. Where the fuck are you at? He probably still thinks it's 1979. China. Let's see. What exactly was this one? China bans girly men on TV. And that will kind of tie into something that we talk about. Well, I might as well go ahead and talk about it now. So, did anybody hear about the new, was it the Cinderella? The Cinderella new movie that's come out on Amazon, where the was it the stepmother or crap? What's it called? Anyway, they've turned one of the characters in Cinderella to non-binary, and it's like one of these famous gay guys that you see on TV. Yeah, lucky yes. I said screw Disney a long time ago when I found out Walt Disney was an anti-Semite. So I've said for damn near 20 years now, fuck that guy. Like, if you're an open anti-Semite, then you go fuck yourself. I don't care if you've been dead for however long. I don't care. You built your shit on some anti-Semite stuff. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. I don't put up with that shit. I don't put up with that shit. So yeah, they got the fairy godmother or whatever the hell it is non-binary. Even though it's a man, just kind of dressed in like somewhat feminine clothes. You can definitely tell it's a man, and like a mustache. I think like even a mustache with like a small goatee. And like, yeah, that's totally not. Gets on my damn nerves with all these new definitions that they're coming up with. Every once in a while, I see these videos of all these new genders that they're coming up with. And some of them literally start off with, hey guys, I thought up a new gender today, and it's called such and such. And this is why it's different than such and such. Like, what? Y'all need to chill the fuck out. And as I've said many times before, the OGs, the L's and the G's, they fed up with this whole LGBTQ AIP plus movement. They ain't digging it. They ain't going. They don't want to be at Pride. They ain't trying to fuck with any of this stuff that they talking about on the news. They fought for many years to get where they're at, and now you got these people that want to come in with a new definition every day about who they are and how we need to conform to their thoughts and who they are. And it's like, no. I had a customer not too long ago. He was I was telling him about, I didn't know if he knew what gender fluid was. And I told him about gender fluid, and he was like, yeah, I got a niece that's gender fluid. And he was like, I'll be talking to her 1 minute, she goes by one name, and then, like an hour later, they're going by a different name, like saying that they're male. And he just, with his, kind of, accent, he's like, bitch, pick a lane. And I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They ain't having it. They're fucking pissed about it. They don't like it, but it is what it is. Teachers have to recognize pronouns that address you as drunk uncle if you so wish. Yeah. I would really fuck with them. I would try to figure out, make them call me daddy or something. Who knows? Or your majesty. Or who knows? I just change it all the time. Be like, oh, today I'm going by Satan. You call me Satan. You say, hell Satan every time you speak to me. Something silly like that. See how far that goes. So, yeah. You get the ivermectin if you identify as a horse. Oh, geez. World's done gone crazy. It's done gone crazy. Well, I'm sure it's going to be another short night tonight. Like I said, I had to close all those tabs down. I'll look at my history and see if there's anything else that jumps out at me, and then we'll just jump over to any questions. Oh, it's the fairy godmother. There is a Rutgers student banned from online classes over not having the vaccination, which is weird. I guess they got the Antifas in Brazil, and Brazilian people are fighting against that. There was a diner somewhere that refused to serve anybody that backed Joe Biden. And it went over so well that they sold out of food. They ran out of food. Shoo. Let's see. I didn't get to watch the thing about the Taliban unleashes new cabinet. Something about designated terrorists. Of course, Fauci line. Oh, yeah, this one's a cool one. Stadiums, college football stadiums across the country are now catching on to a new trend. And it's them chanting, "Fuck Joe Biden." Fuck Joe Biden. Fuck Joe Biden. So I thought that was pretty cool. They got whole fucking stadiums. And that says a lot with college kids, because most college kids are generally kind of liberal. But maybe they're opening up their eyes. Taliban got 6 planes held up. 6 planes from leaving with Americans and friendlies. Is that what you mean by that? I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it. I don't really doubt almost anything that's put out there anymore. So, Brazilian president told citizens there to all buy rifles because they see. I need to look into that a little bit more, because I just seen like I didn't really see much pushback from the Brazilian Antifa, but I only watched a small clip. So I need to look into that a little bit more. I know some stuff is going on in Europe where the actual real Antifa is antifascista, and I think they're much more violent than the Antifa here, but at least they've got a little bit of I don't want to say any reasoning behind what they're doing now, but they've the antifascista in over in Europe's been around since the 30s. When they were actually going against Hitler and his group of Schistoffel. So, Bella Sereno, yeah. I guess that's their president. Yeah, I kept seeing that. Thank God for the Proud Boys. They've been doing a hell of a job these past couple weeks. They've always done a hell of a job, but a lot of the times the damn police getting in the way, and even though they're there to support the police, they fucking, depending on what city you're in, especially if you're in Portland or Seattle, San Francisco, New York, LA, the police, I don't really back those blue. Because all the good blue from those towns have retired or quit. So they just got the people left that will do anything to keep their paycheck. So they'll do whatever they're told. They're sheep, they're pegs, they're robots. They'll do anything they're told just to keep those to keep their paycheck coming in, to get their pension if they're close to their pension, to keep their benefits. All right. Well, we all know I take pee breaks a lot, and it's going to seem like I'm taking more pee breaks because I'm just the only one on camera, which sucks. Truth, he's packing up his house. He has to take the week off so he can get all his stuff done. I'm sure he's listening in the background. So I'm sure you want to say what's up to Eddie. So the Truth said, what's up, Eddie? He's probably packing up some stuff. Just got it on the big screen. All right. So I guess I'm just going to open it up to the floor. Doesn't matter. You just a subject or an idea or something else. I think I got like one last thing to talk about, and I don't know, it might upset some people, but I've never really, I do care about upsetting people, but I don't want to upset people is kind of what I mean. I'm going to take a pee break. I'm going to think about it, see if it's something I actually want to go over. All right. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Patriot. Facts over feelings. Yes, so it's one piece of information that I've kind of strategically wanted to avoid talking about it because it's something that I know about. I wouldn't say that I'm a believer in it by any means. It's just I know about them. And that is the Satanic Temple. If anybody heard, the Satanic Temple is headed by Lucian Graves out of Salem, Massachusetts. And they think that they figured out a way around the Texas abortion law. And it's to claim some sort of religious thing, almost like, how people can say that they, can't take the vaccine because of their religious beliefs. And so, I don't know, over the past few, maybe 4 or 5 years, I've always kind of been, for like maybe the past 15 years, I've been very interested in, yes, they are very leftist. You're absolutely right, Philip. I've been interested in learning about, different religions, philosophies, ideologies. That's why you see, I got Buddha here. I've got a Hindu statue here. I really like Buddhists. I would, I would love to live with like a Buddhist heart, because I think you could walk up to a Buddhist monk and just straight up smack them in the mouth, and they're like, if that's what you wish, I really don't see a Buddhist like attacking anybody or anything like that. So, but I really don't get how the Satanic Temple is even considered a religion, because this may be a shock to a lot of you. I know it's been a shock to some people that I've talked to in the comments, that they really believe that the Satanic Temple and the Church of Satan actually worships Satan. They don't. If you know of anybody that says that they're a Satanist and they say that they worship Satan or worship the devil, they're not real. They're a fake. They're like Marilyn Manson or any of these like heavy metal bands that claim to be Satanists. They're not. It's all for show. It's all for show. Real Satanists or real TST or COS members, they don't believe in Satan. They don't believe in a heaven or hell. They believe in themselves. And I do like some of their ideologies. We talked earlier, and a lot of you guys agreed with me. Is like, I don't give a fuck about anybody else besides myself and people in my tribe. If you're outside of my tribe, I don't give a fuck. I may, if I feel like I want to, yeah, I might give some money here and there. But, if you ain't in my tribe, I don't care. I'm going to look after my tribe first. I'm going to look after my people first. The rest of you, basically, you can go fuck yourself. And they also believe that, don't turn the other cheek. Don't turn the other cheek. Somebody smacks you in the mouth, you got every right to smack them right the fuck back. You take up for yourself. You believe in yourself. So it's just they're atheists. They just, I guess that's what it's called, atheists. But I don't get how they're actually a religion, because they don't believe in anything besides themselves. So I don't see how they're going to claim religious exemption. So, but I've been having people telling me that, they're going to be sacrificing babies, and I'm just like, I'm all with you on that. What I think they're doing is silly, but I just want to tell you that that's not what they're doing. And they try to argue with me. Well, they definitely are, and they definitely are this, and they definitely are that. And I'm like, I'm with you here. I'm with you here, but they maybe they think I'm trolling, which I'm not really trolling. I just don't like false information being put out there, even if it's done ignorantly. Like, you don't know any better. I mean, most people would think, like, if you're talking about a Satanist, that obviously they believe in Satan. That would be a knee-jerk reaction, which is very of course, a lot of people, and you wouldn't know that if you didn't look into it. But it's just like when everybody was talking about George Floyd, and that he held a gun to a pregnant woman's stomach while he was strong-arm robbing her. That wasn't necessarily true. The actual true story, to me, is even worse. That they were holding this woman at gunpoint. The gun may have been pointed at her stomach, but her young child was standing right next to her. So, in my eyes, that's a hell of a lot worse. That's a hell of a lot worse. And some people tried to say that, I'm doing whatever to minimize, what happened. I'm like, no. I'm just saying, you get out there and you talk to people, and if you run into somebody that's familiar with the subject, you're going to come off like as uninformed. And that's the last thing I want for our people to be, is uninformed. So, some things may go against totally what you have in your head, but if you're going to be able to get across to people and to communicate with people efficiently, you've got to know what you're talking about. And if you don't try to educate yourself more and more each day, then you're setting yourself up for a losing battle. And none of us want to get owned by a leftist. There's nothing that sucks more than to get owned by a leftist. And you bring up something, or like, oh, nope, here's exactly what it is. That shit sucks. It's happened to me a couple times. But I've been the person to be like, okay, I was wrong. Thanks for letting me know. I'm going to look into that. So, I think I kind of stated that well. I never said I'm a Satanist or anything like that. I followed it. I've got Paradise Lost up here. which I tried to read. It was very confusing. If anybody knows what Paradise Lost is, it's supposed to be the origins of the 7 layers of hell. And I tried to read it, and I couldn't get past the first page. It was written in like the 1600s or something. John Milton. Yeah, it's written by John Milton. I can't do it. It hurt my head. And I asked a customer of mine that's very religious that actually likes to read in very old text. Like I think he's no, it's not Dante's Inferno. It's called Paradise Lost. And he's trying to learn the Bible in Hebrew. He's trying to learn to read the original scripture, and I asked him about it, and he asked his rabbi. He asked his rabbi. He's a Christian, but a Christian Jew. I've been seeing a lot of those here lately, and they said don't even bring that book into your house. But I mean, I've got it in my house. I don't know. So it just sits there. I tried to read it, can't do it. I wanted to educate myself, but I'm not smart enough to read that because I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Imagine going back to the 1600s and trying to communicate with somebody. Probably not going to work that well. You know what I mean? So anyway, Jason, Oreo copyrighted one of Eddie's videos for showing something from Oreo, and with them knowing each other, you would think one would just reach out to another one and just be like, yo, I'm really not a big fan of you using my content with at least not asking me. Can you please take it down? Or in the future, can you ask me if you want to use some of my content? But he didn't. He just put a copyright strike on him. And it was just kind of a pussy move. I'll say it. It was a little bitch move. Especially since he's avoiding his phone calls. That's even more being a bitch. I would have picked up the phone and be like, yeah, I done it. What are you going to do? But no, he's won't even answer his phone. So, I mean, that's his vagina's showing. So, I mean, there's probably people out here that like Oreo Express. But I'm taking up for my boy. Whenever he went to go help Will and they wouldn't get out of the car and it was only Eddie there, just trying to make sure everything's cool, even though earlier in that day, there was some conflict going on, but still they were friends. So it didn't matter if they were having a little bit of conflict earlier in that day. He still showed up. He that was his tribe. You know what I'm talking about? You look after your own tribe. And everybody else they can get to whenever, but you focus on your tribe. And then the other guys wouldn't get out of the car, including him. And then they went to proceed to badmouth him. And I told him in the chat, I was straight up with him. I was like, you better hope that I don't see you whenever I go to visit Eddie, because probably everybody in this car is getting stalked and slapped. I was like, you don't do whatever the hell you're doing. That's not cool. That's not cool. But we, played nice played nice. Eddie didn't say anything bad about him. You know, I opened my mouth in the little chat because I was kind of pissed off. But we never openly talked junk about anybody. He didn't want to do that. He wanted to be the bigger man. And then he even filmed his speech, which I'll give Josh he made a good speech at that meeting that he filmed a couple weeks ago. He's a damn good speaker. Damn good speaker. I'll give him that. But yeah, I don't like his strategy. He's not being a man by doing something in secret or behind a digital wall or, behind a keyboard and then ducking and dodging, speaking up, speaking for yourself, telling him like, yeah, use a bitch and I don't like, this is why I've done this or that. He is like hiding, it's just silly to me. But it is what it is. That's just my opinion. I can't say what Eddie's opinion is. I think he's been pretty vocal about how he feels. And I thought they were on the way back to, making amends because, people get in arguments all the time. And then, eventually they just get over it. But this may have been the straw that broke the cookie. It broke the cookie. I think that cookie fell apart a little over a month ago anyway. I don't know what happened with that. You have to ask the cookie, not the feeling. The feeling, because Josh is the feeling, but the other guy was the actual cookie on what happened, because I don't know. So, anybody got any questions or a fuck, marry, kill for me, or any news that they want me to, if maybe I forgot about, that might jog my memory? I've been on for about an hour. I've done a little bit over Eddie got blamed someone talking about themselves knowing he was on camera. Yeah, he sure did. And I think that was a lot of where it stemmed from. Even though, if you've been watching this channel, he went to the guy's house the night before and it was like, do you want to cover your face? Are you sure you want to talk about this, that, or the other? And the dude was totally fine with it. As everybody else, just like, this is a grown-ass man. He made a grown-ass man decision that this is what he wanted to do, and some shit happened. You can't blame the cameraman for something, a decision that the grown-ass man made. That's all it is. So, but I don't even think you can call him Oreo anymore. It's not an Oreo anymore. It's just a filling left over. Somebody ate the cookie, or the cookie left. He was left with a bunch of filling. So he just needs to call himself icing. Isn't that kind of what they put in the middle of Oreos? Kind of like an icing? It'd be the icing. You feel the vape is one of the deceiver's devices. Okay. You want to expand on that? I'd be more than happy to give you what info I have. I've been vaping for close to 10 years, maybe even a little bit longer than that, maybe 11 years. And I've not touched a cigarette in over 7 years, and I've owned my own vape shop. Well, I have 2 vape shops now. for about that same amount of time. I've dealt a lot within the advocacy, the fake news, the propaganda that's been put out to try to take my industry down, and we've done a great job at just debunking everything that they come up with, because it's all bullshit. So, but maybe you know something I don't know. So I'm always open to hearing different opinions, because I know there's a lot of people out there that think like, vaping is going to kill me faster than smoking, which there's no science behind that whatsoever. There's not been one person that has died from nicotine vaping alone. It may have been from their 30 years of smoking prior to that, but nobody that's ever started off vaping as vaping nicotine has died from vaping nicotine, because nicotine isn't the harmful substance in cigarettes. It's all the additives and actual combustion, the setting it on fire, packing the tar and the chemicals into your lungs. Nicotine is about as bad for you as caffeine, which I don't really mess with the caffeine either. But I don't know. So my vape, I've got a Geek Vape, Aegis Max with a 30 millimeter Vapors Cloud Asgard on it, with some Alien coils, 0.09. And I vape on a juice that we make in-house that's called Strawberry Rice Krispie Treat. And I've probably been vaping that same flavor for 4 or 5 years now. I find something I like and I just roll with it. Yeah, I quit smoking cold turkey when I was 22. And I dated a crazy girl whenever I was like, I don't know, 26, 27 maybe. And Lily, and I still smoke I vape the THC too. I'm getting ready to do that in a little bit. But yeah, I went back to smoking after dating a crazy girl, which I can't blame her for that. It was my own stupid decision to go back to it. And that's big ups to anybody that can quit smoking cold turkey. Big ups. I knew how hard it was for me. But back then, vaping wasn't necessarily an option. I'm sure it was out there, but nobody really knew about it. This is my THC vape pen. Take us. Is it heating up? Yeah. Okay, we got it heating up. Can't remember what cart this is or where it came from. I generally like to give shout outs to brush my teeth. What's wrong with my teeth? Can you smell my breath from all the way over there? Oh, I got plenty, Blake. I don't worry about holding it in. I got plenty. I got about 20 of these laying around. See, it still made me cough. I mean, it's 95% THC. So you don't necessarily have to hold it in for very long. And then I got my dabs over here. Let's do some dabs. I used to love whiskey too. I used to love Jägermeister. Jägermeister got me in trouble though, especially at the club. Be drinking Jägermeister all willy-nilly. End up almost getting into a fight or talking shit to people that I shouldn't be. That was a good one. Oh, goodness. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Got it going there. So, anybody got anything on their mind that they want to talk about? If not, I guess we're gonna wrap it up soon. Oh, my throat's burning on that one. Blake, no, Eddie doesn't smoke anything. I don't think he's ever had a cigarette or a cigar or anything. He's packing up his house. That's why he's not on here. He'll be back. I guess he's supposed to be back on Monday, but I have a sneaky feeling that he's not going to be able to stay away. He loves this show way too much to be away for that many days. So, all right. No, he'll be back. He'll be back. What sucks is I can't do like the screen changes like he's got. When he pulls up the articles, that would make it a lot easier. I can show you videos, articles. I haven't heard any updates on Tiny, so I guess no updates is a good thing sometimes. So I assume that he's still continuing on his path on the up and up. And who knows, they may have let him out today. So, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm into politics. Yeah, that's the whole reason I'm here. Jason Craig, I couldn't tell you the name, but I know the name is known and a few other things about the person. But that's all I'm going to say about that. Word. All right. Well, it looks like a few people are heading out, so I guess we'll shut it down. It was great having everybody as always. I got 53 people in here, 62 up likes. That's 6 down likes. That's okay. Can't please all the people all the time. And sometimes those people are at your show. That's a Mitch Hedberg joke. All right. Okay, well, one last thing. Well, see, that doesn't fit in the schematics. They all need to be at least female. So I'll let you simmer on that one. You won't have to donate tomorrow. You just tell me the new one. We'll go from there. Because you already donated enough money tonight. I do appreciate it, brother. I do appreciate it. Okay, you paid. Okay. So I guess I would fuck Kamala because I hear she's good at that. I would marry Pelosi because she's really rich and about to die. And kill Schumer just because I don't want to fuck or marry him. So, sorry, he drew the short straw. So, all righty. Well, you all guys all have a great evening, and we will see you mañana. All right. Meow, meow.